Assalamu alaikum. If you've been into self-improvement for any length of time, you've probably heard that discipline equals freedom. But freedom isn't being able to just do whatever you want. Freedom is being able to become who you need to be to get the results that you want. And that's a big perspective shift that a lot of people don't realize, because people just think, oh, I wish I could live a life of freedom and do what I want and have what I want. But it doesn't always work that way. There are some things you need to do that you don't want to have to do in order to get the results that you want. So you can either try to bargain with the price only to not get the results, because results don't bargain with the price. You can't bargain with the work that's required, or you just suck it up and do the work. It's better to bargain. I wouldn't say bargain with your nafs, but it's better to force your nafs to compromise as opposed to expecting, the results to compromise. Because if you compromise on results, you're going to be very dissatisfied. At the end of the day, on the day of judgment, if you always gave in to the temptations of your nafs and you didn't pray and you engaged in a bunch of haram stuff because you couldn't control your nafs and you couldn't command your nafs what to do, even though you actually do have command over your nafs, and then you try to bargain with Allah and say, oh, I didn't pray, but can I still go to Jannah? I didn't believe in you, but can I still go to Jannah? I committed shirk, but can I still go to Jannah? No, you can't bargain with the work that's required. Allah has laid it out pretty clear and simple for us, so you have to do it. Likewise, if you're going to sit there and eat 5,000 calories a day of biryani and cookies and stuff like that and ice cream, and you say, oh, can I have a six-pack? Please, can I bargain with my body? You start talking to your belly and telling it, please, can you just lose this fat even though I'm eating too much to even give you a reason to burn this fat? No, it doesn't work that way. You have to, if you want the freedom to get the results you want, then you have to free yourself of whatever limiting beliefs are making you think that you can't become the person you need to be to get the results you want, and then you need to go take action. That's how it works. It's very simple, and honestly, it's actually easier than you would think. A lot of people think it's really hard because maybe they're surrounded by people who make them think it's hard, or maybe they just have never really built the right habits, had the right accountability, had the right coach. But regardless, it's actually pretty easy because it takes a lot of energy to keep rationalizing why you don't have the results you want. It takes a lot of energy to keep making excuses. It takes a lot more time and energy to make excuses and complain and be sad that you don't have the results you want than it takes to just do the work. So the best thing I can tell you today is do the work. And this is a reminder for myself first. I'm not sitting here telling you I'm some perfectly disciplined person who's always been disciplined, always will be disciplined, has never made a mistake, and will never make a mistake again. And likewise, I'm not telling you that you're never going to make a mistake again. You're going to have days where you make mistakes and you might succumb to laziness. So then you have the opportunity to stop yourself from making another mistake. Because the mistake that you can make when you make a mistake is to wallow in sadness and failure and let that failure become perpetual. Failure is an action, not an identity. Just because you failed once, just because you failed 100 times, 10 times, 1,000,000 times, doesn't matter. You don't become a failure until you quit. So just because you failed once or 100 times doesn't make you a failure as long as you keep going. Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. Allah is with those who are persevering. So keep persevering and Allah will be with you. And when Allah wills good for someone, He afflicts them with trials. Look at the various setbacks and trials that the prophets went through that set them up with all the strength and character that they needed to go and do even better, right? So any experience, look at all the strongest character attributes that you have in your life and think how they were forged. Were you just born with them? No. They were oftentimes forged through adversity. Some of the hardest working people I know come from third world countries. Why? Because they were forced to work hard. They had no option but to work hard, versus some of the laziest people I know come from first world countries. They always had everything handed to them. And I'm not saying that just because you're from a first world country. I'm from a first world country. I'm from America, which does not mean that I agree with their government or whatever. But I was born here and I was raised here, so I come from a first world country. And it's not like my life was always easy, but it's definitely not as hard as the lives of some people who are like born in Pakistan and Palestine and all these other places where life is very difficult. And alhamdulillah for the ceasefire. Allahu Akbar. Make sure you say alhamdulillah, because when you thank Allah, He gives you more. So anyways, just wanted to drop some knowledge and share my thoughts and perspectives and some things that help me. I hope that they help you. They've been helpful for my clients, so if you're anything like my clients, I'm sure they will help you as well. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. And share this with a friend who would benefit from this. Assalamu alaikum.